by the end of the display, you'll have a much better idea of all those different types of armoured vehicles you can see inside the museum, what they're there for, what their role is on the battlefield, and we'll tell you a bit more as well about what the crews are up to inside the vehicles. But before we begin, the inevitable health and safety notices. First things first, we've had a fellow who rain, you may have noticed. That's nicely dangled down on track, but as the vehicles go by, they do tend to pick up a fair bit of mud, and they will pump out some smoke. And just watch it, there's not much wind at the moment, but it may come in your direction. During the course of the display, there will be a number of very loud pyrotechnic bangs. Now I warn you now that if you play out now, if you're particularly nervous in this position, this isn't the show for you. So loud bangs during the course of the display. And finally, if for any reason we have to call an emergency, we will be asking you all to walk out of the arena, go to the far side of the car park, gather your crew together there, make sure you can count very well, and please wait over there for further instructions from us. Please don't do the obvious thing, jump in the car to either side, that may cause us more trouble at the time. So we hope we don't have any issues like that today. Now, one last point as well I'd just like to mention, you can probably see down the other end of the field there under the tarpaulin, we are hosting the camps bonfire on Saturday night, so if you are around on Saturday, not only do we have the firework display, we're lining the bonfire about 6 o'clock, fireworks a bit later, but the Army's also coming down with a number of its vehicles, there'll be a vehicle display, and they're also bringing a lot of their night sight and night vision equipment, so you can have a look and see how the military does things in the dark. So if you are around on Saturday, do come in onto our bonfire. Now, on with the vehicles. We're going to start off by showing you a vehicle that's relatively small in physical sense, but it's a really important vehicle on the battlefield. No armoured force commander is going to go and send his vehicles forward into the attack unless he knows what's waiting for him up ahead. And even in this day and age, where we've got spy satellites in the sky, unmanned drones, all sorts of ways of getting information, on the day of battle, still probably the best thing is sending a vehicle out to the main force that can radio back live what they're seeing and what's going on up ahead. And that's why the military has traditionally had small, fast, scouting or reconnaissance vehicles like this one coming on now. This particular vehicle, this is called the lynx reconnaissance vehicle, and it was originally made for the Canadian Army. It was sold to a number of European countries as well, and the Canadians very kindly gave us this one when they took it out of service. It's a good example of what a reconnaissance vehicle should be. Small, because the smaller you are, the harder you are for the enemy to see, and you're a smaller target to hit. Speedy, again on the battlefield, speed itself is a defense mechanism. The quicker you are, the less chance the enemy is going to have of knocking you out. Now this particular vehicle, it's got a crew of 3 inside it. You can see the driver at the moment. He's got his hatch open. If he comes under fire at all, he's got a lever on the side of his seat. He pulls that lever up, the seat drops down, and the driver looks out of glass periscopes in front of him. Now we've got a stand in the museum, you can look through some of those periscopes. They show you the outside world, but it's like looking at the world through a glass fish tank. It tends to distort it. They're not very good that way. The idea, of course, is to stop a bullet, shrapnel, or anything entering the vehicle and wounding the crew members or damaging the vehicle. Quick release button on the side, you take that program out, putting you on in, off you go again. But the truth is, as I said, visibility in a closed-down armoured vehicle tends to be pretty poor. And that's why you often see the commander or the driver go into action with his head out the hatch for the last possible moment, so he knows what's going on around him. He's got the best spatial awareness, sense of what's going on. Nowadays we're even putting video cameras around the outside of the vehicle so the guys inside can see more. Because the truth is, on a closed-down armoured vehicle, visibility is terrible. Commander sits with that round hatch, he's got the machine gun in front of him, he's on the binoculars, he's looking out for where the enemy are, and he's reporting that back to the third crew member who's inside the vehicle with the radio. That information then goes back to the force commander. Now they give this vehicle a thumping great 50 caliber Browning machine gun. It's a very old machine gun, but very reliable and very good, so lots of armies still use it. If if that fired a slug of metal out the end of your car, it would go through one engine hole, through the engine block, straight out the other end. It's a very powerful machine gun. On this vehicle, the truth of the matter is it's really there for moral support for the crew. Because on this vehicle, if you bump into the enemy, quick alert for machine gun fire, and you back off quick. You are not there for fighting. That's the tank coming up behind you. You're in this vehicle to gather information. Smoke discharges on the front, you'll see those on a lot of armoured vehicles in the museum. They're those stubby little tubes that you see sometimes on turrets, sometimes on front wings. Each of those contains a smoke grenade about the size of a Coke can. If the vehicle comes under attack, driver will come over, press a button, out flies a pack of smoke grenades in front of the vehicle. Nice big smoke screen builds up very, very quickly, and you can back off or maneuver without the enemy seeing you. And again, if you're in the band of the army and others at the front doing that reconnaissance, it's likely to be you that bumps into the enemy first. So having a way of hiding yourself is very important. Now they make the lynx out of aluminium. It's a lighter metal, so it's stopper bullet. And because it's so simple, they used it for lots of other things, not just taking soldiers into battle, but they use them as command posts, ambulances, engineer variants, all sorts of things. And the amazing thing is this vehicle, it was called FV432, Fighting Vehicle 432, went into service at the end of the 1960s. It's still in service with the British Army today. You'll see vehicles just like this one driving around the road here at Wellington, training soldiers or the vehicles underneath, like many armoured vehicles, you don't tend to scrap them nowadays. They go back to the factories and get rebuilt. So they've got new engines, new brake systems, and like many modern armoured vehicles, if they go off to fight anywhere, that's when they bolt all the extras on the outside, such as extra armour, electronic countermeasures equipment, even air conditioning units if it's going off to the Middle East somewhere. So